Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome once again to DigiBank UAE edition. Next, I would like to call Mr. Omar Bou Kheir, the Territory Account Manager for Nutanix for Dubai, Northern Emirates, and Oman, with over 15 years of experience helping customers in their digital transformation process to optimize their costs, improve their operations, and by providing innovative infrastructure solutions. Omar's area of expertise is focused on helping customers through their journey to a scalable, integrated, and secure multi-cloud platform. Omar has successfully helped many of his customers transition to a hybrid cloud platform, starting with helping customers modernize their data center with software-defined web scale architecture, and finally achieving a fully automated AI-powered multi-cloud platform. Welcome, Omar, and we hope you have a very good session.
Thank you for the introduction, Mitsu. Let me share my screen and let me know if you see it.
Yes, we see your screen, Omar.
Okay, good morning and hello, everyone. Are we starting now, Mitsu?
Yes, please.
Okay. So thank you for joining me and thank you for the introduction, Mitsu. Honestly, when they asked me to come and speak here in front of people who have the experience in the banking industry, I feel nervous because you know it all, guys. You know it more than me. You're smarter, and it's your business. So, well, I want to talk to you today, or my subject today is about cloud banking, the new catalyst for banking transformation. And what I want to talk to you about is more about where is the industry heading and the next paradigm, and how creating this new ecosystem is important for the industry, and how to architect a resilient financial services, a digital enterprise with a cloud-first strategy. So my presentation is more aligned on this kind of ecosystem, taking you to the cloud. And by cloud here, I'm going to be referring with about a private, public, or hybrid. So the fact of matter are that financial institutions are replatforming, and they want to reinvent themselves and rebrand themselves, and that's the premise. That's the direction. The reason is not only technological; it's because all the industry is going that direction. And let me talk about one of our customers, which is a PayPal. It's very interesting, and you know that PayPal, in terms of market cap, has surpassed that of Goldman Sachs, which is one of the top market leaders. And so, why the market is giving more value to the current PayPal and its future more than Goldman Sachs? And actually, I believe that as an industry, as in financial institutions and banking, we need to really move fast because we are at an inflection point. And even some experts say that we are beyond this inflection point. Let me take an article from Al Masrif magazine, where the governor of Kuwait Central Bank says, banking, and I'm going to read, banking industry at a major inflection point and must transform itself to remain relevant. We at Nutanix, we believe so. We believe we are at an inflection point, and we believe that your ecosystem, the partnership, the new partnerships, and Nutanix is in particular, will help you drive technology and capability to make this shift, this paradigm shift. And not only for big banks, it's all for the whole banking industry. And at Nutanix, we need the banking system to be healthy in order to be successful. And we are in this journey together. So interestingly, even blockchain is in production today. And blockchain, if talking about inflection point, it's beyond the inflection point. And it passed the inflection point and now is in production. Not widely, but it's implemented. And I may speak as well. One of our customers and the single largest blockchain outside or in the financial services outside the cryptocurrency today is JP Morgan, which we helped to replatform. It's the interbank information network. It's a utility that's designed for cross-border payment acceptance. There are around 416 banks worldwide subscribed to this network. And if you look at it and you look at this industry utility, it came as a blockchain, as a peer-to-peer network rather than the traditional hub and spoke SWIFT network. And the reason behind it is that it's delivering more efficiency and more cost effectiveness currently, and it's in production. So this kind of paradigm shift is happening around us, and we need to catch up. So where I'm driving you this, or what's the main essence of what I spoke about, and the premise I want to make is that we are in great shape today with the technology that we have, but in order to move to the next paradigm shift and move from one phase to another, we have to, and you have, or when I say we as a financial institution, we need to have a new ecosystem, partner with new partners to help us make this shift. And also, if we look at the paradigm shift that happened long back from mainframe computing to distributed computing to cloud computing, even though it's a platform shift, but the partners are different and they are changing. And now we are in a situation where we need new partners. And if I look back at Nutanix, when Nutanix started 11 years back when the financial crisis hit, there were some data center inefficiencies that need to be addressed and need to be addressed right at that point with cost effectiveness. And then we came with this notion of hyper-convergence, hyper-converging all these three-tier legacy, creating a cloud-like Lego block. And we've transformed into a hybrid cloud, single pane of glass, and became a core at the data center. And I know that financial institutions like to work with leaders, and we're happy to report that we are leaders in our industry. Just to make the case a little further, let me tell you about the latest report or survey that JP Morgan did, a CIO survey across different, let's say, sectors. And they asked, what are the technologies that are standing out, or vendors that are standing out, doing value add technology and vision and bringing more value to the enterprise technologies. And we can see that Nutanix is on top with ServiceNow. And why ServiceNow? It's because I think most of you is also looking into the DevOps kind of culture and creating this, let's say, cultural move, along with the technological one. What also is, if you look at the left, all these technologies are actually helping. Probably some of you are already talking to many of these on the left side, which are moving the industry more towards cloud, adoption of cloud. We at Nutanix, we have 2,000 plus customers, 25% growth year on year. It's #1 vertical for us. And the reason behind this explosive growth is that we've seen the customers that they started with us in 2009, they built their infrastructure and then did a leap directly to public cloud, and now they're coming back, and that's where we're showing this explosion of numbers, reporting good numbers for us. On the other side, which is also we have to talk about and touch about, is the pandemic, and the interesting use case we've seen is a lot of people implementing the virtual desktop integration and virtualization, either was part of their digital transformation or it's a result of the pandemic. And I want to take one use case of our partner, our customer, American Express, as part of their hybrid cloud implementation. We've seen that some of our customers were able to pivot immediately to working from home during the crisis, and that's based on the investments that they've done on the cloud-based services. So what we also report, something very interesting, is that customers did not go as, some of our customers don't go as VDI as a single use case, but rather as if one single platform for virtualization and enabling their users to work from home or hybrid approach. And American Express is very happy with their implementation. They're really not any hurry to come back to their offices. So let's talk about what the priorities today is, and it's in everybody's mind, is how to bring business and IT together and to create this agile digital enterprise. And we really look at modernizing the infrastructure or traditional infrastructure and moving up to re-platform. And the reason we want to re-platform is not because we just want to re-platform, it's because we want to bring business and IT closer together. So when we say about IT modernization, it's having a modern architecture. Then we have cloud native applications, and then creating a DevOps cultural change rather than technology change. And when we are at that stage, when bringing IT and business together, then the business value along the lines of the application start coming out as a result. Like, for example, replatforming your banking system, moving moving global applications, some of them off the mainframe, and I'll touch on that later. Also doing having big data analytics, I'm not going to name all of them, digital technologies like fintech, insurtech, contactless payments for this pandemic, blockchain, I already touched on that, and things like omnichannel. But what are we doing? Why are we bringing business and IT closer together? It's because it boils down to three things: driving down cost, enhancing security, and operational resilience, and at the end is speed of digitization with cloud-based services. And honestly, it's up to you which one is more important than others. But we've seen with a lot of our customers, driving down costs is very important. You're a bank and you need to be profitable. This is important. So what is interesting, we published something called Nutanix Enterprise Cloud Index. And what we do is this index, we go ask in financial institutions what is their, how we measure their cloud adoption. And these are the three takeaways. 90% say that hybrid cloud is their ideal platform, and 51% of these respondents say that they will fully implement it from next 3 to 5 years. Then we see, and the reason behind the hybrid cloud is that many financial institutions are really reluctant to give up control. So they want to make sure they are hedged from risk, and they want to make sure that they have the ability to manage their environment and be in control of their direction and destiny. The second one is we've seen a lot of financial institutions in the US mainly came to the realization that going all into private cloud as a cloud first strategy isn't working. And we've seen a lot of applications like multicast applications that perform better when they are on-prem rather than public cloud due to high performance requirements and security concerns. And if you look at it now, on cloud and on-prem or public cloud are coming closer together in play, because as private cloud companies and hybrid cloud companies, we are offering the same resiliency, agility, scalability, pay-as-you-go consumption model. So it's become a business decision where to put your workloads. And last is that around 59% indicated that they are running legacy 3T data centers. And what we expect that 3 to 5 years, they will drop down to 18, because we see that a lot of these financial institutions are kind of modernizing this platform through hyper-converged systems. So all of this is coming to this slide, and the bubbles here represent how many workloads you'll be running between different environments. We're gonna see legacy systems are gonna still there. It's very expensive to move a lot of COBOL code to the cloud, especially on mainframe. So if you have some, you might be modernizing them through an HCI or hyperconverged infrastructure. Then you're gonna convert. You're gonna probably do some have a private cloud and move some services there, or then all the new services, new workloads. You start looking at that, and then definitely the three different clouds, the three different public clouds, AWS, Azure, and GCP will be there. And actually, there's around 60% of workloads are running on these public clouds. And we've seen public clouds doing something very interesting, is that they're creating an industry utility. So to bring the financial institutions and move them to move these utilities, move these institutions to use these, consume these utilities, and make the product that is sticky. And then the question rises is how the level of stickiness, and how do you measure if you want to adopt to these utilities and be locked in. So this is how the full picture will look like to most of the financial institutions, as we believe in Nutanix. And where Nutanix plays a role is that you don't have to really make a choice between legacy or public. You need to have you can have a single pane of a hybrid multi-cloud through Nutanix services. Sorry, Nutanix private cloud solution. I will end my slides with just a measure. How you ask me, how do you measure if I'm doing the right thing? Is that make sure you don't show up in news and with a data breach. You remember that public cloud companies do not share liabilities. And at the end of the day, institutions like banks, if anything happens, you need to apologize to the customer. That's it for me. I hope I gave you a high level of what we believe in and what's a new ecosystem that helps you to drive to the next paradigm shift. Mitso, over to you.
Thank you, Omar. It was a very, very interesting presentation. And I have some very good questions for you. I will read them to you. We have, I think, 4 minutes left for the session to end. So I think we will take two questions. The question that I would like to ask you is, how important is it to have a strong partner ecosystem during a cloud migration, especially for a bank?
That's a good question. It's very important, of course, to have a partner that have done it before. They know the risks, and they are ready to be the partner and the trusted advisor to the financial institution to take them to the next level. Definitely, it's very important.
All right. Okay. And the next question is, what platforms to use for private cloud? Is OpenShift competitor with you, or does this complement?
Oh, that's a very good question. It is. It's a kind of competition at this moment, and OpenShift is definitely have their pros. So as Nutanix, and we can definitely work with them. At this point, OpenShift is not yet certified on Nutanix, but hopefully we are working on getting this certification.
Perfect. The next question is, how is the pandemic shifting cloud compliance?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. So cloud compliance is a very important topic, because as a financial institution, this can make it or break it. So we've seen a lot of ease down on compliance on where the data should be, but again, this is very, very, very important. it comes back down to you as a business, and it depends on how much control you want to give up to
Okay.
cloud and how much you want to keep in your data centers. So it depends on now the talks or the decision comes down to what is our strategy, what
All
are
right.
our main applications that need to be secure, and regardless of the compliance, I'm not gonna give up control. So it's rather
Okay.
in your business model, how do you want to move forward? And definitely the cost versus the business agility comes to play.
Of course, of course. All right, perfect. So, you're talking about agility. I also want to touch the point of there's one question which is very interesting. What regulations must banks comply with? And does the cloud-based solution also comply?
So if you notice in my presentation, I touched on how public clouds are becoming offering an industry utility. So if you look back how public cloud started, it was a consumption only model where you just I put my workload, I consume from it, and that's it. But now you can see a lot of utilities offered
Right.
by public cloud, blockchain, payment, e-payment, all of these things that complement the core, let's say, business of the bank. In order to create a financial tool or financial model or utility, you need to have a
Right.
full compliance from the financial institution, from the government. So it means this is where it's important to point out that actually public clouds are becoming more of a industry enablers with these utilities than only just run a workload and consume.
All right. Okay. Perfect. I think, Omar, we are so perfect on time. It's 10:45 and we have to end our session. And I thank you so much for a beautiful presentation and very aptly put, and all the points were touched and all the questions were answered. Anyone in the delegates, if you have any more questions, please do feel free to write in the question and answer tab, and we will make sure that Nutanix or Omar, anyone responds to you definitely. And thank you very much for attending. I hope you go to the next session, which is a panel discussion, our first panel discussion of the day with some very, very high profile people, and have a very good session. And thank you. Thank you, Omar.
Thank you.